HHSolid Beats.
This is a Celo Beats production.
Hello again guys, you're watching Nino's product reviews. I'm your host Nino, and today we're going to take a look at three tablets from Amazon. The Fire Tablet 7-inch, the Fire HD 8, and the Fire HD 10. Now the Fire 7-inch is the one we're going to start with. It has a 7-inch display, as the name states, a resolution of 1024 by 600, 701, not 700, 171 pixel per inch. And if we go down, we're going to see it has a quad-core processor, 1 GB of RAM. We don't know what kind of processor it is. Amazon is not very clear on that. 8 GB of RAM inside. We don't know again what kind of battery is inside this unit. What we do know is that we have a VGA front camera and a 2 megapixel camera on the back. And that's pretty much it. As you can see in the package, we don't have much. We have a charger, we have a cable, and if you pay attention towards the charger in the back, you will notice the charger does not have any foils wrapped around it. I'm mentioning this because the other devices do come with it. Also, the packaging of this one seems to be a bit cheaper, a bit smaller, you know. They have been trying to cut corners in order to make this cheaper, but they still demand a 15 euro difference if you want to buy it without advertisements. We're now going to move to the Fire HD 8, which is slightly larger. It's an 8-inch tablet. We're talking screen 1280 by 800 with a PPI of 189, so 189 pixel density. It's not that much bigger, it doesn't weigh that much more, but it has a better processor, MediaTek quad core, 2 cores at 1.5 GHz and 2 cores at 1.2 GHz, and again 1 GB of RAM. This particular unit comes with 16 GB of ROM, but part of it is going to be taken by the system. Also, it has a better camera on the back. It has a 5 megapixel HD camera on the back. And that's pretty much it. If you take a look inside, you're gonna see the cable looks a bit weird, so it looks like it's been already used and packed back in, which is very strange because it's the release date today, so this would be extremely unusual for it to be returned to and sent to me again. Okay, now let's move on to the final one, the 10-inch tablet, the big boy. This one comes with a 10.1-inch screen, a resolution of 1280 by 800, 149 pixel per inch, and it has 32 gigabytes. There's a smaller version, but I ordered this one, again without advertisements. Again, we don't know about the battery. We do know that the back camera is 5 megapixel and the front one's VGA again, and that's pretty much it. We have a processor from MediaTek quad core, basically identical as the 8 HD, the 2 cores at 1.5 GHz and 2 cores at 1.2. Now let's take a closer look at the actual devices. The first one, the 7-inch tablet, being significantly cheaper than the other ones, looks quite a lot like a Kindle at first, and I mean they're all Kindles, but I mean a Kindle Paperwhite. The plastic bag, the speaker on the back. Okay, the Kindle Paperwhite does not have a speaker and a camera, but the shape of it and somehow the feeling when you hold it, it reminds me a lot of a Kindle. It is also quite a bit thicker. You have these buttons up here. You have 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. You have these buttons are a bit wiggly, by the way, when you move them. Like also, if you shake the device, you kind of hear them as if there's something loose. They have been cutting corners here, but this I actually like this back more than the other two devices, and I'll show you why. Because they are fingerprint magnets. Now, besides the fact that they're much thinner than the other one, and as you can see, the displays are also huge fingerprint magnets as well. But as we compare these two devices, you will notice that the speaker on the HD8 are on the side, the speakers are on the side, and the actual device feels slicker, feels more expensive, quality wise much better, but look at these fingerprints. Oh my god, could they not have made this a matte finish of some sort? It looks really pretty the first time you hold it, and then if you take a look the second time, you already realize that you've made a mess off of it. And of course the 10.1 inch device, essentially the same device as the HD8 with a much larger screen and potentially a larger battery, but we don't know that for sure yet. At least I don't. If anyone knows, please comment. And the ports and everything is just the same, but if you can see, the buttons are different from the and the 8 as well. You know, the 8 and the 10 have much better buttons than the 7, but that's pretty much it. Also here I want to show you the 8 and the 10's buttons. These are two buttons here, for example, for the volume valve. On the 7-inch tablet, it's actually a single button which is fused together. It's like a double button, you see, when I move the one side. And here we have two different. Everything seems to be of higher quality when you go on the higher price step, which is not surprising, but still, you know, the differences are quite large and shocking. Okay, so it's all going to be about the screen differences here on, and if we take a look, I've increased the brightness on all three of them to the max, and the smallest one is not quite as bright as the other two. It's smaller, but the colors are also not as good. All in all, the screen is not comparable. If you take a look, we have about 3.5 gigabytes free space left on that one from the 8, and let me just see if we could, where was it? Well, in any case, I'll show you the Kindle 8. Here, as you can see, the HD8 has significantly more. From 16, it has 11.4 almost free, and 10-inch from 32 gigabyte. Let's see how much is going to be left. We're talking, well, that is quite a lot. We're talking almost 25 gigabyte. All three devices use the same operating system, so it is the Fire OS 501, which was updated today as they arrived. So that is the system on all of them. It doesn't matter which one you have, they all have the same version. So if you're the proud owner of an Amazon device, you will find out that you have no Play Store. So you have to use their own store for applications, and that one comes with something called Underground. This is going to offer you paid applications for free and even cover some of the, all of the in-app purchases in specific applications. Besides that, you have no app store, like I said, from Google, so you don't have Gmail, Chrome, YouTube applications. You're gonna have to look for alternatives from third parties, so these will not work very well, but you know, better than nothing, I guess. Still, here, let me show you the YouTube application, for example. Also, the icon looks different. It has some minor problems, but it does work. Now, when it comes to the general speed of the device for browsing and other things, as you can see here, even the slower version of it, the 7-inch tablet, is fairly fast. Of course, the other two are slightly faster, and you will be able to see that. Also, their screens, as mentioned, are brighter and just look nicer. But all in all three of them will deliver a good experience. It's time to benchmark these tablets. I'm using 3D Mark here, first because I had no other option in their app store, but also because 3D Mark is an excellent application on its own. And in the end, we're going to have a very interesting result. I've actually done this benchmark several times to figure out if there are any reasons, you know, for this. But okay, the first one has 3,276 points, which is okay. It's not a bad score at all. Then we have the HD8, which has 6,781 points, and this is something that's been consistent throughout all my tests. The HD8 actually has a better score than the 10 every time. It's slightly, as you can see, it's about 200 points, but it's always the case. Now we're going to take a look at some gaming, and as you can see, I'm using the 7-inch tablet first. There's a bit of frame rate here and there, but it's really minor. The tablet actually works surprisingly well. It plays the games without too much of an issue, and everything's quite playable, so I don't see any kind of problem with it. But as soon as we start comparing it to the other two models, you're going to be able to tell a difference. Now, this is absolutely playable, like I said, but take a look at the HD8 now. It's just a whole different feeling. It just feels much smoother. Of course, the colors and the better screen also contribute to it. But it is also the faster device. It has the better processor, the better GPU from MediaTek. So, of course, it is going to perform significantly better. But I was actually surprised how good the 7-inch tablet performs, considering how cheap it is, especially if you can get over the tedious demand for watching advertisements. If you really want to save, you will have to watch them. And here we have the big boy, the 10-inch tablet, 10.1 inch actually, and as you can see, it performs just as beautifully. The screen is awesome. It's really huge. I actually like this tablet for gaming quite a bit. These tablets also have cameras, and if you guys have seen any of my other reviews, you will know how I feel about cameras on tablets. I think they're stupid and they're a waste of resource, but since we have them, we gotta test them. So we see we have a few options there, nothing too special. The actual cameras on the device are also okay. I would say they're a bit better than what I'm used to seeing from Chinese tablets, but that doesn't say that much. If you really need to take a picture, it will definitely work. The front camera is significantly better than what I'm used to seeing in Chinese tablets, and that's good because that's the one that you're actually gonna use if you wanna have a Skype chat with someone and use it for video. The shutter is quite slow, as you can see, but that's okay. Again, it's a tablet. Now if we go on to the 8 and 10-inch devices, you will see that the cameras are slightly better, mostly the back ones, since they have a few more megapixels, but all in all, these cameras are more, you know, an addition to it rather than very viable solutions. And most people have phones which can make up a lot better pictures, you know. So if you have no phone, yeah, you can use this. You have HDR and other things, but if you do have a phone, this is just a waste of your time. Don't use these cameras unless just for a chat. You see the front camera also works quite well. So all in all, you know, these devices they make a good impression on me, but they are nothing special when it comes to cameras. The shutter speed is also kind of slow, you know. As you can see, it's nothing to be proud of, but again, these cameras are there just because people expect them to be, and they do their job. And let's take a look at the really big boy, the 10-inch tablet. If you really want to look awkward holding this thing and taking picture with it, be my guest. The pictures are okay, the shutter is a bit faster, but all in all, you know, we have pretty much the same thing in front of us. So at the end of the day, we have to ask ourselves, is this the right device for me? And if it is, which version of it do I want? Now the small one has a lot going for it. It's actually quite fast with the 1 GB of RAM. It's a very decent device and it's extremely cheap, especially if you go ahead and accept the advertisement version. You will have to, however, consider the fact that you will have no access to the Play Store unless you find a way to install that additionally, which shouldn't be impossible, but you know, why should you have to work additionally? Now, these tablets on their own are very restrictive. Amazon has limited customization, has limited your access to the applications, but they do offer a lot in return. They do offer you the underground version of the App Store, which sometimes gives you a few really nice things for free. They do offer great parental control settings with which you can restrict pretty much everything a kid could do. You can lock the videos, you can lock App Store, you can lock everything, browsing, social media. You can have a lot of control, so it's a great thing to monitor your kid, and it's made so you can also shop quite easily from Amazon. All three devices are really nice. The screens on the second and the third one are much better. The first one is kind of cheaply built, but at the end of the day, I think it's the best bargain, and if you really want to save, you should go for that one. If you have more money, go for a different company. That's my opinion. Thanks a lot for watching my video and have a great day.